Back again on this Sunday night. I got caught up watching this UFC 250 thing at the White House because, I mean, who doesn't want to see people fight in an octagon at the White House? I've never heard of such a thing in my life. And I was like catching up and watching some of the fights. We just had one before where a guy was supposed to be like the new champion of the UFC, and then he's not the champion of the UFC because he got beat by the other dude. So it's been a wild night in the White House for this giant event. They've got like a giant dome, half dome set up, and a screen, and there's like the president, and there's people there. It is pretty wild to see something like that in the modern age to see UFC, yeah, in public. It's pretty weird. Hey, it's good to see you guys. I know it's late. It's really late at night. Um, I wanted to talk about this when we get to it because I think it's crazy that people would go to this extent. Why on such a joyous night in New York when the Knicks finally won after what is it like 56 years or something, which seemed like, there's lifetimes of people that have never seen the New York Knicks win a championship. They decide to do this. They decide to burn down a bus. So I don't know if I've ever seen someone do that to public property in celebration before, but we'll get into that in a minute. Hey, Gayla, how are you? I expect some other people to. I don't know if there was a notification. There may not have been, but it is good to see you guys. We have some updates, including the woman who was killed, not killed, but attacked by that shark in Sydney has now been identified. She's been identified as a local mom. So she's a local mom. This is her here. Her name is Leah, and Leah is a mom. So I said she's a mother. She she also raise money for breast cancer with her swimming. So she would do these swimming events and raise money for breast cancer during them. Um, she also was training for a new event for breast cancer when she was attacked by that great white shark on Friday, on Saturday. And this poor woman, it seems like she may have lost her arm or lost a portion of it and part of her leg. So this poor lovely lady here swimming in the sort of advice we get in Australia is you don't swim on cloudy days, you don't swim if the water is murky, and you don't swim at daybreak or when the sun goes down. This is the complete opposite. She was swimming on a perfect day, the sun was shining, the water was clear, and she was swimming very close to shore, and she was swimming between the flags on the beach. And somehow, against all the best advice in the world, she was still attacked by that shark. She is still in hospital, and she's going to have to undergo multiple months of rehab and all sorts of things. So that is her. That's her name. Her name is Leah, and she's finally been identified as the woman who was attacked by the great white shark on Saturday in Coogee Beach in Sydney. So what very sad. This woman was a seemed like a kind lady that she would like. The only reason she did all this swimming was to um raise money. She was trying to raise money to further fundraising for breast cancer. Okay. Who's messaging me? All right, thank you. Yeah, so pretty sad. I hope she's going to be okay. Hope she survives. And like we don't know what exactly her injuries are yet. Hopefully they're not too like crazy and severe, and she'll be able to get back to her children hopefully soon. I don't know how long you have to stay in hospital, but they're saying here that she is currently already undergone some surgeries and she'll have more to do before she gets out of there. Hey, Drewby, how are you? She looks like my beautiful niece. Yeah, she looks like a nice lady, right? I'm sure your niece is a nice lady too. It is a freaky situation. It went against all advice that were ever given about about swimming in the ocean, and for some reason, I can't explain it. They even got a marine biologist to talk about it, and the marine biologist was like, "I don't know." They're like, "We don't really understand," because they're saying all the things that happened that day should be enough for the shark to not have come so close to people, because they're saying when there's a lot of people in the water, when there's like a very clear ocean, they don't normally attack people. The other thing that's sort of going around about this event is people who were filming on their phone and not helping. So there were a bunch of people in the community that when they saw the shark attack, they rushed to help. They were like, "Hey, I'm a nurse." Even a doctor. There was a doctor at the beach who was an emergency surgery doctor, and he ran to his car and he got a medical kit. Apparently, the guy's like, "I always keep an emergency kit in my car." So her life might have been saved by that emergency doctor being at the beach that day. And these people helped. But there was so many others who stood around and had their phone in the air trying to film this woman with her torn bathing suit, with her dignity a little, you know, observable, and they were trying to film her in her time of need. And people were saying, "What has happened with the world where we don't help anymore? Instead, we pull out a phone and try and film someone in their final moments, like she could have been dying or something." So a lot of people not very happy with that. Um, well, how do you help with it? Well, I'll show you the photo. Where is it? Yeah, where is the photo? So people were helping by putting up a curtain to protect her. So they were using their towels to try and guard the scene. Here, I'll show you what some people were doing. They were trying to like make it harder for people to take photos of her and stuff. Here, where is it? See if I've got the photo of people doing it. Yeah, here. Let me drag this all the way over here. So you had all these people trying to guard the view of her. They were standing around with towels trying to make sure nobody could film her, which I thought was, they may not know what to do or something like that, but they were trying to block the view. Yeah, I mean, so they're talking about maybe having the shark nets up even during winter. So between, I think it's like late April and September 1, they take down the netting around the beaches. And the reason they do this is because off the coast of New South Wales, they have whales that migrate. They migrate past the coast, and if you have the shark nets out, the whales get tangled in them. And so during the winter time when the whales are migrating, they take down the nets so that the whales don't get harmed. But now with this shark attack in winter, they're thinking of putting them back up, apparently. Yeah, so there you go. There's your update on Leah. Apparently, she's doing okay. She's in hospital, but still in quite a critical condition. And hopefully, she pulls through. Hopefully, this lady pulls through and she's going to be okay. All right. I want to go to New York because I want to talk to you about, it was a great night when the Knicks won. I was happy. I'm not even a basketball fan, but I was just so happy for the Knicks fandom and for New York that they could have this moment and celebrate together and bring home a trophy to New York City. What I wasn't impressed about is watching people try and burn down the city in celebration. Why would you try and burn down your own city? Who's doing that in a celebration? Here, I'm gonna take you here. Just watch this little bit here.
Despite those joyful celebrations overnight, a small percentage of people got out of control. The NYPD says there were 63 arrests last night. And take a look at that school bus lit on fire on 42nd Street near 8th Avenue. Those buses are believed to be part of the city's World Cup transportation plan. Meanwhile, a 17-year-old was shot in the foot on 42nd and Broadway. He's expected to be okay. 3 people were taken into custody.
So there you go. Not only was fires and things like that. Here, I'll read you what I've got. That teenager was shot in the foot. 4 people were stabbed, and 5 school buses were burnt down in New York City after the Knicks win over the weekend. How do you get 4 people stabbed, a person shot, and a bunch of school buses burnt down in a celebration? You're supposed to be celebrating your city, not destroying it. You're supposed to be like, "We are the greatest city, we won. Look at all the people here." These are the buses, obviously, before they were burnt down, and as you can see, all the fans had taken them over, and they were lighting flares, and maybe a flare burnt it down, possibly, but they were all in the buses and getting on the roof. I find that very strange behavior, right? Why would you burn down your own city when you just won a championship? I can't wait to see Thursday because on Thursday they're having the parade. So on Thursday they're going to have a big parade with the trophy and the players. Are they going to burn down the parade? Like, we'll have to see. Carolina said, imagine if they lost. I know, right? What would happen if they lost the game? Would they burn down San Antonio? Is that how that works? I don't know. So yeah, you got multiple people with stab wounds. A teenager was shot in the foot, and a bunch of things were burnt down. I don't know, guys. Celebrate your city. What a great city New York is, but try and respect your city too. Don't burn it down. Because like what happens now? You burnt down 5 buses, right? That means there's school children. Come September, there's going to be a lack of buses. So some school children in September are not going to be able to get a bus to school because you burnt them down in the summer. Like they can't replace 5 buses overnight. They have to be built, they have to be shipped, they have to come in. So there's going to be some very sad school children come September when they can't get their bus to their elementary school, high school, middle school, something like that. Yeah, I know, right? It's mental. So let's not do that when people win. Let's party. Let's have fun. You know, do all the cool things. There you go. Look at all the people on the buses, but don't be burning them down. I mean, it's like when people used to climb the lamppost. Do you remember that? They used to climb up the lamppost, but then a kid did that and fell and died, and then people stopped doing it. So Marlene said, "So good time had by all calling Darwin Darwinism? Maybe. It's a survival of the fittest bus." Boston is loving all the Scottish fans right now. I know the World Cup is on. Australia won. Australia won their World Cup game against Turkey, and who did we verse? Team USA next. So that'll be a fun game. You know, brother versus brother. Our countries are so intertwined, and we're going to verse each other in a football game. So that'll be interesting. Also, in the headlines over the weekend, being a 49er fan, a very sad news story coming out over the weekend. I don't know if many of you will know who this is. This is Aldon Smith. Aldon Smith was drafted by the 49ers over a decade ago. He was a very talented football player. Looked like he was gonna be a superstar even in his rookie year. Unfortunately, in his life, he's dealt with a lot of being arrested, a lot of substance disorder, a lot of really bad things, a lot of heavy drinking, some DV. He was found slumped over a steering wheel of his car over the weekend. His friend tried to revive him and they rushed him to hospital, but he was dead on arrival. Alden Smith was only 36 years old and had probably could have been still playing in the NFL, but he passed away yesterday. So Alden Smith dead at 36 years old. It's a very sad story. If you're a Niners fan, Alden Smith is very close to a lot of 49er fans because when he played for the 49ers, he had undeniable talent. It's just like he couldn't sort out his private life to have that kind of career. He just never could get it sorted, and he died very very young. It's a sad ending to what could have been a great life. There you go, Alden Smith, 1989 to 2026, and yeah, not the news I was expecting to read in the morning yesterday. It went around, all the sports fandoms and everyone was talking about it. But then today we heard the story of how his friend had gone inside to drop something off. And by the time the friend came back to the car, Alden Smith was slumped over the wheel. And he thought maybe he'd had a seizure or a stroke or a heart attack or something. And his friend tried to give him CPR and he was already gone, unfortunately. So it's sad story, right? Sad for a guy who really could have been just different. He could have been a lot different than what it ended up being. He was a very talented guy, just had a ton of problems, unfortunately. So yeah, passed away at 36. There's another photo of him. Yeah. So, what a weekend. What? Okay. Guys, hold on. Guys, do you still see the picture of Alden Smith? I don't apparently we're having some net issues today. Hold on, guys. I really want to turn this off. How do we turn this crap off? Okay. Hopefully that'll work. Hopefully this works. Um yeah, can you guys still see the picture or did we get booted? I hope we didn't get booted. You guys can still see it? Okay. I'm not sure what was going on. We got a weird error message all of a sudden. All of a sudden, we got a weird thing pop up saying we had low data, but we should have very high data here. Let me turn that off. Let me turn that off. Okay. My volume is low. All right. Is that better? Hopefully the volume is your volume is low. Hmm. Our volume should be quite high. We're having gremlins tonight, apparently. A lot of gremlins. The audio output, we can't see you? Hmm. Hold on. So you guys can't see this little window here. Espion said, "Looks and sounds perfect to me." Okay. If it comes back, let me know. Let me know if it comes back, because to me, on my side, it looks fine. I see the little bubble. I see Alden Smith. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, we had a gremlin. Gremlin's in the, system today, apparently. Okay, let's continue. So, yes, Alden Smith, unfortunately dead at 36 years old, a 49er that many people will remember for his very small amount of time in the league, but the impact that he had while he was, in the league. He tried many times to overcome his demons, including heading to rehab, getting clean, getting counseling. He tried a bunch of different things. He was suspended by the league for 4 years and ended up being unsuspended in 2020. They ended up removing his suspension in 2020 and yeah, he came back, played for the Cowboys for a little bit and ended up not going back to the league after that. I was a black circle. I guess so. I could be a black circle sometimes, of despair and misery. So yeah, sad story. I don't think anyone wanted to see Alden Smith pass away. He had a lot of friends trying to help him, and I don't know. Some people burn bright and unfortunately pass away very young. 36 is way too early, way too young. So, yeah, there's your news out of the NFL, unfortunately. It's been a weird weekend for celebrities and sports people passing away. There was a helicopter crash in Rio de Janeiro yesterday, and a YouTube personality and singer called Oliver Tree. I don't know if you guys know who that is. I've seen him in places. I'm not aware of his music, but you might recognize the haircut. Oliver Tree was involved in a helicopter crash yesterday on June 14. Yeah, it's yesterday for me, but I think today for you guys. There was 6 fatalities in the fiery crash that involved 2 helicopters, and Oliver Tree was just about to embark on a tour of Australia. He was coming down here recently, soon, and unfortunately, helicopter crashed into another one, killed 6 people, including him. So it's been a really, really bad weekend for celebrities and other people. But yeah, Oliver Tree dead and has passed away at 32, and it killed 5 other people as well. There's an investigation underway regarding how that crash happened. Here's the one of the helicopters involved, and it landed up on a car dealership. These are all supposed to be like brand new cars, and there you can see the wreckage of the helicopter. How does this happen? How does it how do they crash into another helicopter and then crash into a car lot? I don't know, but an awful way for anyone to go, isn't it? I think it's terrible, terrible to be involved in a crash like that. So he's passed away as well. Oliver Tree dead at 32. We don't normally have to read that many stories out of people dying in that way. Normally, we get one every so often, but to have two in 24 hours is pretty bad, pretty bad. All right, I have some crimes I want to talk to you about, and I'm just going to try to load this up. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to get our. We did that one. Duh, 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 duh. We can go to California if you want. I like California. If I can load this. So, an influencer, a health influencer, a guy that gave a lot of advice on how to get healthy in life. His name was Lardy Solomon, aka Nurse Solomon, on TikTok. They're saying he was a California resident who was known as Nurse Solomon on TikTok. He was a registered nurse in the Bay Area, was shot and killed in Oakland on May 31st. He was originally from Ghana and used his compassion as a nurse to give health advice on TikTok. A person called Shakori Cannell Daniels has been charged with murder and other felonies related to the robbery and shooting of this young man. And we don't exactly know how he died or what the circumstances are, just that it was a robbery in progress when they shot and killed him. According to his family, he was scared of firearms, didn't own a firearm, and didn't want to be around them. And for him to end up being shot and killed is what his family says would have been his worst nightmare, as he was pretty scared of guns. So I'm going to take you out to our friends at KTVU in San Francisco, which is Fox 2. They have a story about it here.
Of a nurse shot and killed in Oakland during an attempted robbery tonight, speaking out, saying they are struggling to come to terms with his death, even through the heartache. His family says they want him to be remembered for his passion in helping others. KTVU.
I miss my son so much. I miss him so. He was everything to us.
Florence Edwards is mourning the loss of her son, Larte Solomon. He was a registered nurse at Kindred Hospital in San Leandro. His life cut short on May 31st. Mom says her son and his friend were walking to a parking lot in downtown Oakland after leaving a club around 2:45 a.m. when a man approached Larte and complimented him on a chain he was wearing.
This man approached them again and said, "Give me your chain." And my son said, "You can have it. You can have it." He was ready to take off everything.
Larte's friend told Mom he had gone ahead towards his parked car when he heard gunshots.
Why did he kill my son? He could have just robbed him and just leave him alone.
Several days later, police arrested 39-year-old Chikori Daniels of Vallejo. They say they used license plate readers to track the suspect's car and also found shell casings linked to him. He now faces murder and other felony charges and is being held without bail.
So he walked up to someone, Lardani, asked for his chain. He was going to give it to him because he didn't want to be, hurt. So he was just going to give up the chain. And this guy decided that's not good enough. Let me shoot him as well. Like the mom says, why did you not just rob him of the valuable that you wanted? And instead you had to fire that weapon. It makes no sense at all. If the motive was robbery, well, you got it. The guy complied. Why did you feel the need to shoot him as well? There's no need for it. And now this guy in jail, and Ladani is gone. A guy who tried to do good in the world, spent his time on TikTok providing people with health advice that he knew about through his work as a nurse. I can't think of anything more noble than that. Using your knowledge of being a nurse to help people who maybe can't get to a hospital, can't get to a nurse or a doctor. They might be worried about something, and he was trying to help them the best he could and give them good advice. That is a very noble calling. And then to be taken out of this world in this way, all over a necklace, it just doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
Suspect has a previous criminal history, including a physical confrontation with Fremont police in 2018. A devastated family now wanting Lartey to be remembered for how he lived.
The real fix is correcting daily habits.
Lartey was known on social media as Nurse Solomon. His family tells me nursing was his calling. He spent his own time making online videos to give free medical advice.
Lartey is not just a headline. What Lartey was doing online wasn't for financial reasons. It was his passion. So we want his legacy to still live on.
The loss leaves a void that can't be filled.
He was scared about guns and all that, and for him to die of gun violence, that's sad, and that's really tough for us.
The family is grateful to police for the quick arrest.
Should be in jail for the rest of his life so that he doesn't come out to kill another person.
The family tells me the 33-year-old had planned to become a doctor. He leaves behind an 11-year-old daughter in Ghana, the country he immigrated from years ago in search of a better life. The family has started an online fund.
That's very sad to make it all the way from Ghana to America, settle yourself with your family, build a new life here, become a nurse, try and help people, and it gets all taken away because of some idiot with a firearm. It's very sad. His mum just looks absolutely devastated, and as you heard from his brother, he was scared of firearms, didn't want any association with them, and then for him to die in a violent firearm related shooting, doesn't seem right. They all have those dead eyes. He doesn't look, yeah, it doesn't look very emotive. No, it is heartbreaking. I feel sorry for his family. Guys, hold on 1 second. Guys, give me 1 minute. Mrs. Ping is calling. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Hold on. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. She was calling about something. How you guys going? I'm sorry about that. Woman of Steel said, if anything, he looked afraid for himself. That guy? Where's the photo of him? Did we have it on here? There's his photo. He just looks like it's another day of the week. He doesn't look like he cares that he's taken a man's life. He's now in jail. This is his mugshot. He just is like, "Oh, I'm back in jail again. This is another day of my life." Okay. He doesn't look that concerned to me. So he will be held on those robbery and murder charges, and he's due back in court. I will tell you when. Actually, I don't have a future court date for him, just that he is due to appear in the future. His family set up a GoFundMe, and they've raised $19,315 towards Lartney Solomon's life and legacy, and they are hoping they can set up something to continue with it. Hold on. Sorry, apparently QR codes are very confusing for Mrs. Ping. She has to return something for Amazon, and she keeps telling me that the QR code is cut off, and I'm like, "No, it's not. It's the whole code." And she's like, "But it's got edges." And I'm like, "Yes, that's right." No, it's she just told me again it's cut off. I'm like, "No, it's not." Hold on, guys. I don't know why she keeps telling me that it's cut off. Hold on. I'll far out. Save. Ugh. Hopefully that's it. I've sent it to her like 3 times. She keeps trying to tell me it's not the whole image, and I'm like, "It's the whole image." She's like, "But the borders look different." Yeah, that's just what they give you. Like, I don't know why it's got different images. I'm trying to tell her, like, "That's just fine. Just tell them to scan it." Oh yeah. Yeah, she knows. No, she has to take it to the post office, and they have to scan it, and then they'll accept the return. But she keeps telling me that it's the wrong code, and I'm like, "No, it's not." She keeps trying to tell me it's the wrong thing, and I'm like, "No, it's not." I said, just go show them the image, and they will do it. They will take the item. It's fine." Um, QR codes are of Satan. Why did we all go to QR codes during the pandemic? Why did that become a thing in our daily lives about freaking QR codes? They're not secure. They're terrible. And they're annoying. Why can't we just get a label like we used to get? Remember we used to get those labels for returns that you could just print out and tape on the package? Why can't we just have that in life? Why do we have to make things difficult with QR codes? Um, yeah, so Lartney Solomon unfortunately killed. Maybe you knew him on TikTok. He gave health advice out to his followers. Shot and killed in Oakland a few days ago. That is a tragedy. It really is. To have someone that like just wanted to do some good in the world and taken out of it by someone being very selfish in the world, wanting his necklace. It's a necklace. Is that worth someone being killed over? I don't think so. I don't think you should be shot and killed because someone wants to take your necklace. It reminds me of the 90s when people in New York were being shot and killed for their pair of Reebok pumps. You remember that? Back in the 90s, people were shot and killed when they were trying to rob them for their Reebok pump sneakers back all the way in like the early 90s. That was a thing that was happening back then. All right, that one is done. All right, let's do this one. This is always something that you guys like to yell at people about. So I want to go to WKRC TV. Two sisters, one of them is 9 months pregnant, so she's about to have a baby, are accused of not only stabbing but throwing hot oil on a restaurant worker over having the wrong order. Is that something that you would do? Is that something that you would do to someone? Would you go and throw hot oil over a restaurant worker for giving you the wrong order? Yeah, I'm just going to put their photo up. We have too many links, apparently. Hold on. I want to show you their mugshot. There we go. Two sisters are accused of doing really the unthinkable. Why would you throw hot grease onto a restaurant worker? So it's Kariana and Brianna Long. Their last name is Long. They are sisters. They pleaded not guilty to throwing that hot oil, and they're saying the employee had to undergo emergency surgery due to the burns that she received. The sisters allegedly attacked a restaurant worker with hot grease and a knife over a wrong food order in Detroit on May 30. The worker, a 23-year-old who was hospitalized and underwent surgery after the alleged assault. Kariana Long and Brianna Long faced multiple felony charges and both pleaded not guilty during their arraignment hearing yesterday. They're both sisters, they live in Detroit, and they're saying this all took place because the sisters received an incorrect order at the establishment of a chicken restaurant. They allegedly went behind the counter and began attacking the employee after the employee just gave them something wrong. The sisters allegedly chased the worker through the restaurant and threw items at her, including hot grease pots and pans. One of the sisters also allegedly stabbed the worker in the stomach. What? One of the sisters also allegedly told the worker, "I'm going to kill you." The F is wrong with people. What is wrong with people? It's a wrong order. What is wrong with people? You're going to hurt someone, throw hot oil over them, and stab them in the stomach because they didn't give you a chicken burger or something. Really? Is this what you do to people because they gave you something wrong in your order? I'd hate to see what would happen if a real emergency or something really derailed part of your life happened. What would you do? Send the nuclear codes from the president and blow up the world? Like what? Why? I don't get it. Well, what's the motivation to hurt someone in that way? What for? So this poor person making minimum wage at a chicken restaurant had to deal with being hot grease and being chased around their workplace and then being stabbed in the stomach. What is wrong with people, man? What is wrong with people? I don't get it. Yeah. Carolina said parents never taught them temper tantrums aren't okay. You know, I've done this show for many years. We've done over 5,000 different cases from around the world. And sometimes I just read some of these stories and go, what the F is going on in life? I would never do that. And look, I get angry at restaurant workers too sometimes. I'm like, they can't read instructions, they can't read the order. Like, you make it clear and they screw it up. And like, I get it. and I get mad too, but I'm not going out there to run behind the counter, pick up a knife, and start chasing the restaurant worker around their workplace while throwing hot oil on them, throwing pots and pans at them, and then stabbing the worker in the gut. Like, you could have killed that girl. By stabbing her in the stomach, you could have killed her. All for what? Chicken. All for a chicken burger. It's ridiculous. You know, sometimes I think these are the most dangerous people on earth. You know, we think like Rex Human and the Golden State Killer or whatever. Sometimes I think no, like they're deranged and they actually are methodical in the way they take their victims or whatever. Sure. But sometimes I think these are the most dangerous people on earth because you don't know what's going to cause them to go and try and kill someone. And they'll do it at the drop of a hat for something as minor as a wrong order. It's crazy to do that to that poor worker over a wrong order is just insane. And then one of these sisters told the worker, "I'm going to kill you," over an order. Are you joking? Like, what the f? They're saying here the Michigan sisters, meanwhile, fled the scene after authorities were called. They were later taken into custody. Well, I'm glad they were taken into custody. They're saying here Cariana is accused of stabbing the employee while Brianna is accused of taking part in the assault. They're saying Brianna is also accused of helping to drive the duo away from the scene after the alleged assault occurred. Both Cariana and Brianna were charged with assault with intent to murder, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder, and assault with a dangerous weapon. Oh my God. They're saying their sisters appeared in court on Monday, June 8 for an arraignment hearing, during which it was revealed that Brianna was 9 months pregnant at the time of the alleged assault. According to Metro News Detroit, they're saying she gave birth just 4 days before the Monday court appearance. So this girl, pregnant, literally about to have the baby drop out, is running around a restaurant to help her sister almost kill a retail worker. I mean, is that your baby shower? Is that your baby moon? Is that what you're doing? You're like, you know what I want for before my baby is born? I want to go kill a chicken shop worker. That's what I want to do. That's what I've been dreaming about all through my pregnancy is to go harm a food worker. Man, don't be mean to food workers. They get paid nothing and they prepare your food. Do you know what my mom always said to me? Don't be mean to the people who prepare your food because you never know what they're going to do to your food. Be polite and be nice because like you don't know what they do behind that counter. And the other thing is just be respectful. Like no one wants to work in a food place, man. And they're doing it just to get by. Be nice to them. You know, they have to put up with so many stupid people every day. And the last thing they need is someone like this trying to kill them for forgetting to put a bread roll in their order. Like it's ridiculous. Here, I want to try find these idiots. They deserve to go to jail. Both of them does. Cariana and her sister Brianna both deserve to go to effing jail for a long time. I don't care when she had her child or whatever. She deserves to go to jail with her sister. They're both scumbags, both of them. I'm trying to see if there's anything about I'm trying to see if we have a picture of them in court or not. I don't have a picture of them in court, unfortunately, but I can just tell you that they did eventually face court and did they get remanded? Oh, Brianna pleaded with the judge during the arraignment hearing, stating that she was innocent and that she had a 4-day baby at home. No, 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 no. You don't get to play that card. Come on. During the arraignment, Brianna's defense attorney claimed the worker told the sisters that they don't give a F about the wrong food order and threw things at Brianna and her sister first. Is that how we do things in life? Because they said they don't care about your wrong food order, we now pick up knives and hurt people and throw hot oil over them? Is that what we do? You sound like children. How is it that you're having a child? You sound like a child. That's what we do, is it? Oh, well, they did it first. I'm going to go and hurt them now. Like, you sound like children. That's not how adults act in the real world. We don't take our anger out because we didn't get our bottle and, have a little tanty in the restaurant. Like, you sound like a 4-year-old having a meltdown. It's ridiculous. Oh no, they told you they don't give an F about your food order? They probably don't. They work minimum wage. Read the room. They probably don't care about about your wrong order. How many times have you gone to a fast food restaurant? Put your hand up in the chat. How many times have you gone to a fast food restaurant and you think that they care about your order? When they've got like 50 orders on that little screen with all the numbers, how many times do you think they actually care about your individual order? I'm going to say it's 0. They couldn't give an F about your order. They don't care. They're making like $8 an hour. They don't care whether you get your order or not. They don't care. They don't care. They don't make enough money to care. They make enough money to try get the orders out, and if there's a mistake, then they'll deal with it somehow. But other than that, nah. Thavi said she should be raising a child. Yeah, instead of running around a restaurant trying to hurt people. Most of the time these chicken shop people and the people that work at KFC and Popeyes or whatever, they're people that are trying to get by on very little money, very little wage, and after an 8-hour day, I'm sure they don't care. Kelly said they never get the order right at the places by me, but minimum wage here in AZ is $15 an hour. That's still not a lot of money. $15 an hour is not a lot of money in the real world. It's a pretty small hourly wage. Gail said, I apologize to them for taking something back or telling them that it was wrong. That is true. Yeah, so what are these two going to do? I don't know, but they're ridiculous. Apparently, Brianna was given a $25,000 cash bond. Her sister, Keriana, Kiriana, was given a $100,000 cash bond. They're saying they have to be back in court on June 10 for a bond redetermination hearing. If bond is posted, they are required to wear a GPS device around their ankle. So, what do you reckon they're going to get bond? The judge expressed serious concern that a food order led to the alleged violent assault, resulting in him setting their bonds high. Yeah, $25,000 bond for this type of thing is actually pretty high. The $100,000 bond is even higher. That is that shows that Keriana was the lead person in all this, did most of the damage, and she's probably the one that had the knife. Because normally the sister probably would have been given like a $5,000 bond. $25,000 bond is 5 times the normal amount for an assault. So yeah, she really upset the judge. So what is the chicken store? It is on 17,100 block of East Warren Avenue. Okay, what is it? What is it? What chicken store is there? There's a Sherwin-Williams. What is that? What is a Sherwin? That's a paint store, I think. What is this one? There's an auto repair. What's this place? There's a donut shop and a wing place. It must be the wing place. That's a chicken place, right? There's a place called Wing Snob. I've never heard of Wing Snob before. I've heard of Wing Stop. I've heard of the other one that, the wings that everyone buys. I've never heard of Wings Snob. 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 I've never heard of that place, but apparently that must be it because it's the only chicken place around here. So what exactly could they have got wrong at Chicken Snob? It sounds funny, right? Here, I'll show you the place. Here's this is the restaurant. I've never heard of this one. And right next door you got a donut place. So it's a very small store too. Have you guys ever heard of this company before? I've never heard of this company. I don't know it. Wingstop? That looks like an N to me. It doesn't look like a T. It looks like a SNOB, unless that's some sort of weird T that I can't see. Kelly J said, I like Wing Snob. It's cute. Never heard of it either. It must be a local place. Must be like a local establishment. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know it. I don't know this place. Let me have a look. Who are they? Wing Snob. Who are they? Apparently, it's a pretty big chain restaurant up in the north. So if you're from the north or northeast of America, they've got a lot of places, like a lot of. Apparently, there's one in Phoenix too. If you're in Phoenix, they have one in Arizona too. I can't say I've ever had this one. I've had the other one. What's it called? What's it called? No, not this one. Trying to figure out which one I've been to. Buffalo Wild Wings. I've been to Buffalo before. That one's okay. It's pretty chain restaurant though. Wingstop I've never been to before. But yeah, Wing Snob. Let's see who owns them. Wing Snob is a fast-growing, fast casual chicken wing franchise owned and founded by business partners Jack Machini and Brian Chenier. The chain was established in 2017 in Michigan and operates on a franchise business model, meaning individual restaurant locations are owned by franchise partners, while corporate operations remain under the leadership of the original two owners. Most of them are in Michigan. There's a couple in Illinois, Texas, Ohio, Florida, and Arizona. They are looking to expand into Kentucky, Missouri, and Wisconsin, and also Canada. So there you go. They're sort of localized up north. Kelly said, "Well, now I'm going to tell my husband to try Wing Snob. They have one like 15 minutes for us. You try it, Kelly, and then let me know how good it is. Okay? Tell me if it's any good. Tell me if it's worth stabbing someone if they get your order wrong. Tell me if that is a consideration." Espeon said, going out to eat tomorrow at Texas Roadhouse. Oh, from my 16-year-old girlfriend's cheer fundraiser. Okay. All right. Good work, cheer people. Are they fundraising for the upcoming September season? I hope they are successful. Kim said, we have enough chicken places in Missouri. I bet you do. I bet you Missouri is just 90% chicken places and 10% pizza. It's probably true. So these dopey girls are going to be in jail for a while. What happened to Brianna's baby? I don't know. Where is the child now if she is in jail? It doesn't tell us where the baby is. Maybe dad? That maybe dad has the baby? Because the baby's only like 4 days old. It doesn't tell us if CPS is involved or not with the 4-day-old baby. Huh. Brianna and Keriana said that their version of events is that they picked up a knife that was thrown at them and then used that knife to stab the worker. You sure about that? And then they're saying Brianna and Keriana allegedly chased the worker throughout the restaurant while throwing things at the worker. I think more likely they went off their head and the workers were trying to defend themselves. So there you go. These two on a $25,000 bond and a $100,000 bond. I don't know. Do you reckon they got 100 grand lying around to get out of jail? I'm not sure. You guys, maybe they do. Maybe they got 100 grand to get out of jail. Pretty brutal. With her, maybe. I don't know, guys. 100 grand's a lot of money to have lying around for a bail application. Who's emailing me? Okay. Okay. Yeah, 25K for one sister and $100,000 for the other one. That is the sort of difference between the both of them. Hey, by the way, I gotta thank my friend Lynn D. I don't know if Lynn's here right now. Hey, Muffin. I don't know if Lynn D's listening right now. She might have gone to bed. I hope she's here. Is Lynn here? I didn't see her in the chat. Oh, yeah, she is here. Hey, Lynn. Lynn, thank you so much for the nice donation. I appreciate you, my friend. If I don't tell you enough how much I appreciate you, I hope you take this opportunity right now to know just how kind you are, and thank you very much. Yes, I will be okay with the two trials going at the same time. They sort of overlap for a few days. One sort of ends and another one gets going. So we sort of got like a few days of overlap between the two of them. It'll be fine. We'll be just fine. So thank you very much, my friend. You are more than generous and I really do appreciate you. It's very, very, very kind. Espion said, never heard of Wing Snob either, but they are crazy and need to be locked up. I agree. This one was Michigan. So Illinois, right? Michigan, Illinois. That is what we're looking at. So I don't know. Is this common? Do people often go and kill the restaurant workers when they don't get your wing order right? What could you screw up at a wing restaurant? They gave you the wrong flavor? Like they gave you habanero mango instead of giving you barbecue or something? What could they really get wrong at a wing place? I'm pretty sure most things at the wing place would sound pretty good, right? Espion said Wingsnob must have ripped off Wingstop. They sound very similar, right? Oh, Detroit, Michigan. Yes, Detroit, Michigan. Sorry. Why did I say Illinois? I think I just have Illinois on the brain. Espion said Buffalo Wild Wings is okay, but I mostly make my own food. Yes. Gail said it could be the sauce. Yeah, that's what I mean. I said like he got habanero mango instead of getting barbecue or something. That could be what happened. So I don't have any information that these two have actually bonded out of jail yet. I hope they haven't. let me see. I'll see if they have been bonded out or not. Um, Okay, so both remain in custody at this time and neither have been bonded out. They're also saying here that if either of them post bond, they will be immediately placed under house arrest and have to be on a GPS tether. A GPS tether is different from a GPS anklet. A GPS tether means that there's like a 100-foot diameter around your home and you can't go out of it. If you go out of it, an alarm will go off and a cop will come to your home and check if you're there or not. So it's basically a way of keeping you inside of your property under house arrest. So that is the difference between a GPS tether and a GPS anklet. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here tonight. I hope you're having a good night, my friend. You are very kind. It's people like Lynn D that allow us to get to these trials, which I'm so looking forward to getting back in a courtroom for an active trial and not all this kind of pre-trial stuff. The pre-trial stuff is very interesting for me, but it's not very interesting for you guys because I can't tell you anything about it. So I'm very interested to get to the actual big bit, the actual trial that we have to, you know, where the person actually gets to hear all the evidence and in front of a jury. I'm very much looking forward to actually getting to that part of proceedings. Gail said, I was more of a burst into tears if my food was wrong during pregnancy. I know you can feel rage. I think it was the other one though. I don't think it was the pregnant one. I think it was the other one. Like I get it. I think the other one just helped. Hold on, let me look. Which one is the one that had the baby? Brianna. And then she drove too. Who's the one that picked up the knife? It was Keriana. So it's the other one, the one that was not pregnant. She's the one who hurt the worker. The other one, the pregnant one, is not the one who actually stabbed the worker. It was the other one. So, we can't, say, oh, it was pregnancy hormones and she was almost about to give birth and she, lost control of her composure. It was the other one. It was the other one that did it. A woman has still said, "I hope they don't kill anyone over shit jail food." Yeah, man. Like you're mad at someone at the wing place, but you're in jail now. What are you gonna do when you go to get your tray of slop from the jail kitchen, and they give you like moldy bread and day-old mac and cheese? What are you gonna do then? SPL said they had $8 off whole chickens at Costco a few weeks ago, so I bought as many as I could fit in my freezer. $8 off a whole chicken? Aren't they like $8? Yeah, in Australia, a Costco chicken is like $8. So how much did you pay for them? Like nothing? You have to tell me how much you paid for each one because yeah, in Australia they are $8. They're $7.99 for a Costco rotisserie chicken here. So yeah, you're gonna have to let me know. Marlene said they are where they belong. For now. For now. Diane said in Virginia, Vermont, VA, Virginia, they are $5 for the rotisserie ones. Wow, that's cheap, right? That is cheap. Warner still said food is super expensive right now. You and everyone else in the world, right? I went shopping on Friday night. Friday night, I went and picked up a few things that I needed from the local supermarket. bought like 8 things, right? It was $95. $95, so it didn't even buy much, like less than a basket full of things, and it was $95. It was insane. We did a large shop like 2 weeks ago, so only every 2 weeks do we do like a major shop at the supermarket. That one was $380, but it's only like 2 people. It's only 2 people and it was $380. It is just out of this world now. Like the cost for everyone, it's just insane. It's just I don't get it. Before the pandemic, we could do like a fortnightly large grocery shop for like 200, 180, 200, 220, something like that. It's almost double now. It's almost like 1.5 times. So we're at like 380 now per fortnight. It's just this inflation and all the products going, it's just mental. It's just insane. Kelly said I spend about 150 a week for 2 people. Yeah, so that's American dollars. You're about what we're at in Australia for Australian money. So about the same. So you're about the same for 2 people. Yeah, that's what it costs. About 300 US a fortnight for shopping for 2 people. It's just I can't imagine if you got a family with children. If you had like 2 children and mum and dad or mum and mum or dad and dad, it'd be $500 a fortnight at least. They are just ripping us off. I swear. Supermarkets are ripping the public off. I'm sure of it. Gayla said, Ping, I've been doing online shopping so I don't add extra and it's bloody costing like £200. Yeah, it's insane. It's just mental. Hold on. There we go. And that might last a week if I'm lucky, but then I need to get vegan food for my son. Yeah, it's the same for us. Like I did that one on Friday. There's nothing left. Like we bought that one on Friday and there's nothing left out of that. It's gone. Like so we bought bread and milk and stuff to make dinner or whatever. There's nothing left out of it. So we'll probably have to go again tomorrow. But it's just yeah, I get it. It's like that for everyone. Normal people will be freaked out and call 911 to try and de-escalate. This is not normal. I agree with you. These two, I want to know the psychology behind it. Why you would step into a business and think that that is something that you could do. Because in my world, that is, I couldn't do that to someone. I wouldn't go behind the counter. Like to me, that's like a breach of security and like it's insulting. I wouldn't go in their workplace. Where does the mentality come from that you feel it's okay to go into someone's, work area like that? I would never do that to someone. Diane said, all the wheat prices are going up, so pasta and bread too. I heard that the other day. Carolina said, I'm getting some groceries from Amazon, no delivery fee or tip, and things you often buy. So in Australia, we don't have Amazon grocery. So we can't order groceries from Amazon. We can order some products like dry food or potato chips or something like that, but actual grocery items we can't order them. They don't do it here like they do in the UK and America. We don't have it. So yeah, we don't tip drivers either. It's not a thing here. But I agree with you, Diane or Carolina. I hope it works for you, though, my friend. I hope you're able to get enough stuff from Amazon. And it means you don't have to go out. So if you're dealing with a disability or movement issues, those kind of delivery services can really help. They can help people who are mobility challenged or something like that. It can help them out. So I'll let you know what happens to these two women and I will keep an eye on it. But they're due back in court on June 10th. So that, actually, not June 10th, July 10th. So in about a month, they're due back. Yeah, let me see. What else do we have? Uh-huh. All right. I want to take you out to Las Vegas and I want to show you parents are suing a video game Roblox because their daughter was targeted in the game by a grown man pretending to be a child. And their daughter was groomed online through Roblox. And now the parents are suing the manufacturers of the game and, setting a precedent maybe for what happens with children and online games. I'm going to take you to KTNV in Las Vegas.
Well, do you really know who your child is talking to online? Well, a Las Vegas family says a popular game turned into a direct line for a predator. And now they're taking Roblox to court.
Truly a nightmare. 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears has their story and the warning for parents.
Roblox, an online gaming platform and virtual world, lets users play games built by others or make and share their own. It's wildly popular with kids, drawing more than 132 million daily players. For years, Roblox has sold itself as safe, but more than 145 lawsuits have been filed nationwide, including a new one here in Nevada, accusing the platform of being a pipeline for predators. Playing online games with friends should be just that, play. But for one local 11-year-old, it was a pathway to a predator. Her family says he found her through the Roblox game Chained Together.
Unfortunately, there was a predator on there who had pretended to be a minor, but it was an older male. And he did what predators do. He was messaging with her on Roblox, and then he got her cell phone number, and then he started to text her, and then he was sending provocative and inappropriate naked photos of his genitals and things like that, and asking for her to do it in response.
Las Vegas attorney Christian Morris represents the family in this newly filed lawsuit, claiming Roblox isn't doing enough to keep children safe.
Nothing like this is anything they would ever have dreamed of occurring. Roblox holds itself out as a fun place for kids to have fun. And that's exactly what they thought it was. Never in their wildest dreams would they have imagined that by playing a game chained together, that it would end up with these sexually explicit texts.
Well, I don't think that's correct. Roblox is well aware of the predator things happening on the platform. They have known for years this girl is not the first one. So to have this sort of attitude that no one knows about it and this is the first time it's ever happened, no, it has happened many times. Yeah, they know. And unless you put in a police report, they don't really do anything. Anytime your child is online, especially if they're young, like they're talking about with this little girl around 11, you need to have eagle eyes on them. And I know the kids hate it. I know the kids are like, Mom, Dad, there's no privacy. You're 11. You live under the roof with your parents. You don't have any privacy. And you have to check everything they're doing. Everyone that tries to talk to them, anything, you have to be the barrier because these platforms are not going to do it for you. You have to be the first line of defense for your child online. And that is what all the experts will tell you too, that you have to be that person. You can't rely on these platforms to filter out and ban all these weirdos because they have ways around it. Back in the day, children didn't have phones or computers in their rooms. Do you guys remember? Back in the day, a lot of families only had a computer in the family area. So if you were going to use the internet, you had to be with the family. Like mum was in the lounge room and dad was there too, and they would often like check over your shoulder every so often. It wasn't hidden away in little phones or bedrooms and stuff like that. So it's getting, easier for these creeps to kind of get involved with children. Marlene said, "Those games cost money." My friend told me, who has kids. Yeah, they don't. They don't. But if your kid wants to progress faster in the game or get items or whatever, yeah, it costs money. You have to put in like Robux or whatever they call it, and you have to buy credits for the game. You can play for free, but it goes a lot slower. And the kids get upset because they're like, I want to do this and I want to go there and I want to build this. So you have to like buy credit for them. Gayla said, I did see the one I seen did a police report and they were like putting roadblocks in their way. Yeah, they can, but you have to get a police involved. If you don't, then nothing happens. Woman still said, my grandson had his friend group. No one was allowed in. Chatting was not allowed. I paid the bill. I made the rules. Good work, my friend. Good work. You have to. You have to these days. Otherwise, the kids, they're not. They know a little bit, and a lot of them are pretty smart at online, but they don't know everything, and they can't always see bad things coming before they happen. Laurie said, I found a game called Luna. It's kind of like the game Trouble. I'm addicted. I'm glad you could talk to us about your addiction tonight. Thank you. I was surprised that I could chat with people, camera and all. Oh, there you go. Laurie has an addiction to Luna. I'm glad you felt safe enough to share that with us here tonight. That you have now completed your sponsor day with Nights with Ping. Marlene said, "Go outside, kids. These games are not good for them." I was a very active kid. I love playing outside. I liked the internet too, but I liked playing outdoors. Espion said these predators have been online since AOL. And yeah, they have. They've been around since chat rooms and bulletin boards and everything. Laurie said, I didn't chat to anyone yet. The game is so much fun. I've never heard of that one. What is it called? Luna. What is it? It's there's a few called Luna. I don't know which one you play. There's one with like a little. There's a few. There's this one. There's this one. There's this one. There's a whole bunch of them. There's one called Luna that's based on a little horse. There's another one that's on Nintendo. There's this one. So it depends which one you play. Kim said, keep coming back. It works if you work at it. Yes. SPL said, I'm addicted to color game. I have more cones and can see all the colors. What? That almost sounds like an advertisement for like some sort of gummy company. And they're like, are you addicted to the color? Have more cones and see all the colors. It sounds like one of those companies where you have to go to a dispensary. Time limits are important for online for young people. I think so. No internet when you were young. I'm sure there was, but maybe just not as big as it is now. Uh, Kelly said, I'm playing Blossom Match. It's a Mahjong type game on my iPad while listening to the live. Okay. Okay, Marlene. Hold on. Diane said, I don't have the patience it takes for games. Some people can do it, some people can't. It's no, you know. Yeah, what? I'm still confused about your cones and your rods in your eyes. It sounds like something that took like it sounds like something a person who took a sheet of acid might say. I see all the cones and colors in my eyes. I see the whole color spectrum. Color tree. Okay, I don't know that one either. It tried to send me to the CA Lottery website. I don't think that's a game. It's a guess the color type game. And it's app. Its app has this logo. So apparently you have to guess the color on the game or something. Yes, that's right. That's what I thought she was getting at. I'm like, okay, it's a weird thing to admit to people online. I I can see the music and taste the colors. I thought that's what she was getting at. And I was like, okay, did you have one tonight? Did you did you have a couple? All right, let's have a look. What else do I have on my list of stories for you? You know, back in December, we had a woman in Hawaii. Do you remember this? There was a woman in Hawaii that was supposed to go, she was going to go to a friend's house and then they never found her. Do you guys remember that story from back then? I wonder if they ever found that woman. Woman. It just came into my head, but I don't wonder if they ever found this woman. It's not Hannah Kobayashi, that was in LA. This woman was like a older lady. Let me have a look. Yeah, Jacqueline Glenn, 82 years old, went missing in December. I don't know if they ever found her, guys. Remember we did the story back then? I don't think they ever found her. No, they never did. They never found the missing elderly woman in Hawaii that we were looking for back in December. Wow, that's crazy. I thought they were going to find her because her area was very little. Like where she came from in Hawaii was not very big, and I would have thought they would have found her. They're saying Hawaii Island police are requesting public assistance in locating 82-year-old Jacqueline Glenn of Kailua Kona, who was reported missing by her family. She is considered endangered due to her age. She was last seen Friday, December 5, around 6:37 a.m. on the 75 to 200 block of Nani Kalua Drive in Kalua Kona, wearing a peach-colored shirt, blue denim jeans, and black tennis shoes. She reportedly mentioned going to Hilo with friends, but did not say when she planned to return. Yes, I remember when we did her missing person story, and she was just never located again. Here's a photo of her and some friends. That's very sad. That area in Hawaii is not very big. How she went missing off the island? I really don't know. Here, I'm trying to get a nicer photo for you of her. Here's a nicer photo for you. There you go. I'm not sure what ended up happening to her, but how do you go missing from that area? Nainani Clue and Clue Drive. I remember we looked at the map of the area and it's like 10 streets. There's nowhere else you can go. And Hilo is on the opposite side of the big island. It's like 45 minutes by public transport. It's not very far to go. So if she caught the bus to Hilo or Hilo, uh, someone would have seen her. So where this poor lady went missing to, I can't believe we're in June and nothing ever was found of her. She just left the home one day and never came back. Woman still said, didn't she take? I think they said they thought she might have gone on the bus to Hilo, but then they didn't know if she actually did or not. I think it was just a sort of rumor. So, what ended up happening to Miss Jacqueline? I don't know. It's very sad. Could she just be out there somewhere, maybe? Here's another photo of her. '82. It's a and it's an older age to just be missing for half a year in Hawaii. I really don't know what else they can do to try and find her. Here, let's have a look. Caucasian. Just trying to find out like where that area is. Okay, there are a few. All right, Kona, Jacqueline Glenn. Just trying to see if there's been any update for her at all. No update. Since they put out the call in December, there's been no update about what happened to her since Friday, December 5. Just disappeared into thin air. How is that possible in Hawaii? I remember when we looked at the map for it, her home is like, there's nothing out there. I mean, there's forest and things. Here, I'll show you. So, this is where she lives on this road. And when you zoom out, that's where she was last seen on this road. And when you zoom out, there is town down here, Kona, Kalua Kona, and Hilo is all the way on the other side. Hilo's all the way over here on the other side of the island. Here's Hilo or Hilo over here. And I remember we looked it up, and there's a bus. You can take a bus from her town of Kona all the way to Hilo, but it only takes like 45 minutes. It's not very far to go. And if you zoom out from her property, there is a little bit of like forested area nearby, like especially if you go closer to the mountain up here or the volcano. But it's pretty low. It's not super forested, and it's very volcanic. So you can see all the volcano. Look, all the volcanic rock. But other than that, it's pretty sparse. There's not a lot. And then if you go this way, it's ocean. So where could an 82-year-old have gone in a very tiny community on a Hawaiian island? I really don't know. Unless someone hurt her. Although right now they believe there's no foul play. They just believe she went missing. So it's a very sad case. I never want to bring you stories about a woman who never made it home. Gayla said if she was out in the woods, there are a wild boar. They eat people, do they? A wild boar? Do they attack people in Hawaii? Hang on. Do wild boar. Let's see. Wild boar in Hawaii do occasionally attack humans, usually when they are defending their babies. They're saying, however, unprovoked attacks are rare. While they are omnivores and scavengers, they can consume humans. Wild boars do not actively hunt humans to eat them. So there you go. I mean, it's a possibility, unless she fell, hurt herself, and died in the open. I mean, it's a possibility. But yeah, 82 years old, had retired to the island of Hawaii and Kailua Kona, and then just went out for a walk one day, never came home. It's very sad. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. Warner still said she could have wandered off and someone may have taken advantage of her. She did. Her brother lives nearby, and I think that's who she was supposed to go meet, was her brother. And he's the one who alerted authorities. But other than that, they've not been able to find her. It's awfully sad. Well, I hope one day she comes home and they find her, but so far, no update for her, unfortunately. Okay. All right. Okay. Winter Steel said they do kill people and are very dangerous. I don't think the brother did anything to her because he wasn't like the last one who saw her. It was I think it was someone else, like a neighbor or something. I don't believe it was her. Him. Yeah, I just got to close some things. We've got far too many tabs open and my computer is freaking out. We've got like 60 tabs open. All right. That's a bit better. Okay. Do we have anything else for this Sunday night? I don't have too much else, but there was a new photo. Oh. Oh no. There's some new details about that woman Leah that was attacked by the shark in Coogee Beach. There's new details on her injuries, unfortunately. A mother left fighting for life after a shark attack at a Sydney beach has had her arm amputated, according to her brother. Oh, poor lady. That is a very life-changing injury for her. The brother said that she has multiple bites across her arms and legs, lacerations and fractures throughout her entire body, and had extreme blood loss from the shark mauling. Wow. She's lucky she didn't lose her leg as well. They've started a GoFundMe for Leah. So far, it's only a few hours old, and it has raised $3,434 for Leah's recovery. So that is good news. I'm sure the community is going to kick into high gear and make sure they have enough money for her to recover. They're saying here, yeah, they're saying that that she had amputation of her arm and that she has many more surgeries in the future to fix all the shark bites all over her body. She has multiple bites across her arms, legs, lacerations and fractures throughout her whole body. Wow, that shark really wanted to have a go at her, didn't it? That poor lady. So that's your update. Apparently, that GoFundMe only went live this afternoon. Here's a photo of her with her little baby. So there's a photo of Leah with her little baby. Poor woman, man. Lost an arm to a shark, and that she's probably going to be in hospital for a long time. So that is not a good update. That is not good. Here, I want to take you to, this is the last story for tonight. I want to take you to what happened in Sydney yesterday on the Parramatta River. Parramatta River is something I saw every day going to school. And this man, Malik, murdered his daughter, aged 6 years old, after he threw her off the boat and she drowned, and then drowned himself. Um, they're saying here that he rented the boat several times to practice run the event. That this was something he had planned for a long time to basically do this to him and his daughter. I just want to get this link up. Hold on. That's not the right one. All right.
Authorities in New South Wales are investigating whether the deaths of a young girl and her father in inner Western Sydney yesterday were an accident or domestic violence related.
The body of the 7-year-old girl was found after a major search. This is after the discovery of her father's body near a boat drifting in water off Concord. We can now go to our reporter, Digby Worthmuller, who is in the Parramatta newsroom for us. Digby, just take us through what police have said about their investigations.
Yeah, well, it's been a devastating end to a search and rescue operation last night. Police finding the body of a 7-year-old girl in the Parramatta River at Concord at around 5:30 p.m. last night. And that follows a desperate and wide-ranging search operation to find that young girl, which started around midday when people walking along the river found a body floating in the water, and they called 000. And when emergency services arrived, they commandeered a civilian watercraft and went out to retrieve that body. From there, police then started that search operation, which involved the police helicopter, the Marine squad, as well as search and rescue volunteers along that river looking for that young girl who was unfortunately found at 5:30 p.m. last night. An hour after police located the body of the father, they did receive a call from his friend who had concerns for welfare of the child, had a concern for the welfare of the child as well as the man. And so yesterday, when police were giving an update to media during a press conference, they weren't able to provide us with much detail, as this is still in the very early stages of that investigation. But
I can tell you that he planned this for multiple weeks, renting that boat several times to plan out his attempt to throw his daughter overboard before him jumping in the river. Neither him nor his daughter could swim, neither of them. They also found an S-word note on the boat at the scene after retrieving the watercraft. And left behind is the daughter's mother, unfortunately now without her ex-partner and her daughter, both now gone. And they're saying that the father had injuries, and the pain had derailed his life to the point where he wanted to do this. It is tragedy. It really is, to have a man do this to his own daughter. You really can only say it's DV, really, DV. Yeah, so apparently he had a herniated back from doing weights at the gym, and it had basically caused him a lot of pain and drove him insane, basically, from the pain in his back. And they're saying it could have been related to this, that he wanted to end it all. So very, very sad. Let's have a look. All right. Hey, I love you guys all so much. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll hang out. I hope you've had a great weekend, And yeah, I tomorrow's Monday. So what happens on Mondays, we always get 5.6 million updates about all different cases that we've been following on a USA Monday. So this week, hey, I want to hear your best ideas for the 250 anniversary for the 4th of July. So let me know what you're going to do for the 4th of July because I'm looking for something to do on that weekend. I want to take you guys somewhere, do something. I don't know what they have in Australia for it, but maybe we'll find something to do. And I want to, yeah, guys, hold on. Yeah, I will. I will. I will keep you updated on what we find out what to do. Hey, Pamela, good to see you, my friend. Hey, yes, love you too, my friend. I love all of you. You're all the best viewers in the world that I could ever ask for. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Love you all. Be back around the same time. Actually, about half an hour earlier or so. Like we're around the same time now every day. I'll see you then, all right? Good night, everyone. Have a great Monday tomorrow. Bye.